Have you considered how the simple act of praying together as a family can influence your children's spiritual growth and deepen their relationship with God? It's a question that many parents grapple with. Family prayers, in the context of Christian parenting, hold a significant role. They're not just a ritual, but a way to connect with God, to seek His guidance, to express gratitude for His blessings, and to find comfort in His love. Including your little ones in these prayers teaches them that their voices matter to God, that they too can seek His guidance and express their gratitude. It creates a loving and safe space for them to grow in their faith. Praying for others as a family is a beautiful practice, one that shows love and support, and instills in your children the values of empathy and compassion. Answered prayers can be powerful lessons for children, teaching them about faith, trust, gratitude, and deepening their relationship with God. So how does this look in a real-life scenario? Let's delve into the story of a family whose life was positively impacted by incorporating family prayers. Meet Mrs. Henderson, a woman who introduced prayer to a child living in a tumultuous and abusive family life. This child, let's call her Grace, lived in an idyllic neighborhood, a picture-perfect house that hid the chaos within. For Grace, her home was far from a safe haven. It was a storm of emotions, a whirlwind of conflict. Enter Mrs. Henderson, a beacon of hope in Grace's turbulent world. She was the mother of Grace's friend, and her kindness served as a stark contrast to the harsh reality Grace knew at home. But Mrs. Henderson offered more than just kindness. She introduced Grace to a lifeline, a source of strength and solace: prayer. Prayer, as Mrs. Henderson explained it, was not merely an act of reciting words, it was a conversation, a personal dialogue with God. It was a way to seek guidance, to express gratitude, and to find comfort. It was an avenue to connect with a higher power, to find solace amidst the storm. And so, under Mrs. Henderson's guidance, Grace began to pray. She learned to pour her heart out to God, to seek His guidance in the midst of her trials, and to find comfort in His presence. It wasn't an overnight transformation, of course. It took 2 years of mentorship, 2 years of learning and growing, 2 years of finding her voice and her faith. At the tender age of 14, this child accepted Jesus as her Lord and Savior. But her journey was just beginning. The power of prayer transcended beyond the child's life, reaching into the hearts of her parents. This is the ripple effect of prayer. It started with a young girl, a single soul, and soon it spread out, touching those around her. Despite the positive changes that faith brought into her life, the household remained a stormy sea. The tension was palpable, and the struggle was real, yet the power of prayer was about to demonstrate its full force. Imagine a home where the air bristles with discord, where the specter of turmoil looms large. Now, imagine that same home, gradually transformed by the healing power of prayer. That's exactly what happened in this family. The young girl's prayers, fervent and heartfelt, started to seep into the very foundation of her home, touching the hearts of her parents. The mother, once distant and aloof, began to soften, her heart open to the divine intervention. The father, previously harsh and stern, found himself mellowing under the influence of his daughter's prayers. Their transformation wasn't immediate, it never is. But the faith and patience of the young girl were steadfast. She believed in the power of prayer, and she held on, praying for a miracle, praying for her family. And just as faith as small as a mustard seed can move mountains, the persistent prayers of this young girl sparked a change in her parents. The mother and father, once embroiled in their own battles, found solace and peace in the arms of faith. They too became Christians, their hearts warmed by the love of God, their lives transformed by the power of prayer. This was the ripple effect of prayer in action. It began with a single soul, then spread to 2 more, creating a family united in faith and love. And it didn't stop there. Inspired by Mrs. Henderson's prayers, the girl developed a pattern of prayer for her own child. The ripple continued, reaching the next generation, and the one after that, the power of prayer echoing through the ages. Prayer, an act so simple yet so profound, became a legacy passed from one generation to the next. This story isn't just about a girl who found solace and strength in prayer, but also about a mother who learned to weave prayer into the very fabric of her family's life. The girl, now a mother, understood the power of prayer. She experienced firsthand how it could transform lives, bring solace in times of distress, and offer guidance when lost. So she decided to pass on this gift to her child, the most precious part of her life. She prayed for her child, covering various aspects of their life in her heartfelt conversations with God. She prayed for their health and well-being, for wisdom and strength, for kindness and compassion. She prayed for their dreams and aspirations, their fears and anxieties. She prayed not just for their present, but also for their future, entrusting them into God's loving care. But her prayers weren't just a protective shield for her child. They were also a way to teach them about faith, to show them that their voices mattered to God, that they too could find comfort and guidance in prayer. She created a safe space for her child to express their deepest thoughts, their most earnest desires, their gravest fears, and their sincerest gratitude. And so, the legacy of prayer continued, from a mother to her child, like a precious heirloom passed down through generations. The power of prayer became an integral part of their family, a thread that bound them together, a beacon that guided them through life's many storms. It taught the child about empathy and compassion, about the importance of showing love and support to others. It instilled in them a deep sense of gratitude for the blessings they had received, and a firm belief in the power of faith to overcome life's challenges. A family bound by the power of prayer is a testament to faith, trust, gratitude, and a deepening relationship with God.